This is Wilkinson.
This is MC Ad-Apt.
And you're watching Toasted.
Guys, welcome to Exit.
Thanks for having us, man. Really excited.
For all those who don't know you, who are you guys?
So I'm Wilkinson.
MC Ad-Apt.
You're playing here. You're playing after David Guetta, right?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be exciting. You know, I make drum and bass, and it's very different to what he makes. But I'm excited to see the reaction, man.
And drum and bass has actually made a massive comeback because we filmed at the festival, the Pitch Festival in Amsterdam, and it was all, well, people call it grime nowadays. I'm an old fart, so I can say that. But I was happy to see that it is back in a massive way.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always been there, you know, but it's thanks to, like, you know, a few artists that have really like crossed it over into the mainstream. You know, it's definitely getting a lot more mainstream appeal now, and you know, for us to be performing after David Guetta is pretty crazy, isn't it?
Right,
And,
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think with drum and bass, because I was saying it earlier, the energy is crazy. You know, there's a lot of energy. It's full on, a lot of high stuff, a bit of vocals, but it's a rave. You know, it's a party, and that's what we try and bring.
What made you guys decide to do this style of music? Because I mean, EDM is at its height right now, and drum and bass is more hardcore. You know, it's more from the streets.
I think it's always been in our blood. It's what we grew up listening to, whether it's from family members or friends, and it's kind of like to be able to represent a small culture that's drum and bass and do it well and enjoy what you do. It's like you stick with that, you know. You don't want to stray too far, and we try and mix it up a little bit. But for us, the core and the root of what we do is drum and bass. That's where we come from.
I think that, you know, there's a lot of elements, and when people understand the tempo of it, it's not necessarily like a hard type of music. I mean, it's very euphoric. There's styles that are very like chilled out and very, you know, musical. And I think when people get to know the tempo and they don't get afraid of that tempo, they will find that there's some tunes that are so like energetic and hard to listen to. There's some that's really peaceful, and you know, I used to go to sleep listening to drum and bass. I used to listen to liquid drum and bass, and I used to love it. It used to send me to sleep, and I think that, you know, nowadays there's this beautiful cross of, like, you know, you got big name vocalists featuring on drum and bass songs, and Gary Barlow featured on a drum and bass song. I never thought that would happen. Yeah, it was Sigma. Take that.
No fucking way.
Yeah. So, you know, these things are happening, and it's great to see. You know, it doesn't harm the underground. It just makes the scene stronger, and it's amazing to be part of it.
I recall back in the days when the major record industry like jumped on drum and bass for being the new craze. That there was like stories that they when they signed Fotek, which is like a legendary DJ producer, that he got so much money overnight that he instantly bought a Ferrari. Yeah. Did that happen to you guys as well? I mean, because you got signed to a good label now.
Yeah, I mean,
you got the Lamborghini instead.
I've got a nice car now, but that's through you know, being able to perform around the world, and there is money in it, you know, and you know, I've sold nearly 400,000 singles of one of my songs, my biggest song. You know, my album went silver, and you know, it just shows, man, that, you know, I've charted 5 times. You know, I've had 5 top 40s, 4 or 5 top 40s, a top 10. And that's through drum and bass, you know, and it's just through adapting it so that people who don't normally listen to drum and bass can relate to it through a vocal, through the music, you know. And once you can get people to understand that, it's a really amazing thing, you know.
What I loved was the Afterglow video. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helped me. Like, that video was unique, and it was so, the shareability of it, you know, people that were in relationships that had even broken up, or people that were in love, they wanted to share it because it kind of, everyone can relate to it, you know, and attaching statistics to a relationship is something that, you know, I don't think anyone really thought about, and it was
exactly. It's like very refreshing to see.
Yeah, it was a good moment for me, man. I can't take credit for making the video, you know, I had a guy make it.
Who did it actually?
I'm trying to think of his name.
Well, we'll find out.
He's a French guy, and he. Oh no, I need to think of this. But yeah,
I'll cut that out. I'll find it.
Google it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, very. You know, that was an amazing video, man, and it really broke the. It's amazing that when you attach a bit of music to an amazing video, it can really push the music forward as well, and people just love it. And when people are out like tonight, they'll think of the video as well, you know, and yeah.
You guys play as a team more often?
Yeah, all the time. We're brothers now, you know. It's
Yeah.
like we've got someone that works. We get on really well off stage as well as on stage. That's really important. We spend more time with each other than we do with family and friends and girlfriends. So it's important to love each other, you know, and get on.
You know, Adam's job is really like the sort of bridge between me and the crowds, you know, because when you make drum and bass, or the style of mixing that I do compared to, you know, not knocking like your sort of EDM like or your David Guetta's or whatever, but they can take a while to mix, whereas with drum and bass you have to mix fast, and that means you got to keep your head down and focus, and Adam's there, you know, bridging the gap between me and the crowd and really like, you know, hyping them up and like, you know, just
jumping around, acting crazy.
Yeah.
That's the way. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be with drum and bass, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you need an MC.
Yeah.
It's a
To help lift it, you know, and connect and come on. It's
Yeah.
like,
And basically tell people what to do, because around the world there's a lot of countries that don't quite get the speed and the tempo of the music and how to react, and Adam's kind of there like teaching them, you know, everywhere we go he's like, okay, like get down on the floor or like put your hands in the air, you know, like, and they're learning, man, and it's like, yeah, it's very good at that, and it's
well, you can go really far as a drum and bass producer or DJ. I mean, Goldie is an MBE, right?
yeah, Goldie's done amazing things. He's you know, to work with the royal family and to brush shoulders with the royal family is amazing. You know, he's done.
Not bad for a graffiti artist. I mean,
No, exactly.
wanted criminal.
Yeah, well, you know, culturally he's smashed it. I always feel like he brings a lot of culture to the music, and he takes it to places that, you know, no one else really does. You know, little places like he did the Royal Albert Hall and did the Philharmonic's string orchestra, and it's amazing that he can do that. You know, that's great.
Do you think that like the godfathers of drum and bass are known with your fans now? Because when I walked at these festivals where drum and bass is happening right now, people call it grime anywhere. I don't know what they call it, but they don't know
the history.
They don't know Goldie, they don't know Ad-Apt, they don't know Aphrodite, but they know you guys. I mean, they love you guys.
Yeah, I think it's the same with any style of music, you know, like hip hop, you got your old school hip hop guys that people forget about, and now you've got the new guys like Kendrick Lamar and people like that. And I think it's just generations change, and it's hard to sometimes keep the forefront and be that person that's always at the top. There's always going to be new talent coming through, and it's healthy, it's good. It keeps them on their toes, and it keeps us on our toes to try and, you know, respect the culture and respect the sound and not change it too much, but also give something new and fresh for the new generation.
Yeah.
You guys did some amazing shows. I saw you were at Glastonbury, right?
Yeah.
You were at Snowbombing.
Yeah, man, we've done a lot. You know, we did. I mean, a couple of years ago, I mean, I was the most toured artist in. We both were the most toured artists in the UK. You know, we did about 120 shows
Holy shit.
in 1 year. You know, and we keep ourselves busy, man. And it's testing. You know, it's hard. It's not an easy lifestyle. Although it seems it. We've travelled for about 14 hours today. You know, and you know, had about 4 hours sleep. But the energy that this music gives us keeps us going. So it's a very addictive, man, and very, very privileged to be part of it. You know?
Isn't it tough on the road? I mean, you're together all the time, and a lot of people don't understand this, right? I mean, like, it sounds like it's just fun going to. I know we're here in Serbia, you know, beautiful women, sounds great, you know, but actually what you get to see is this basically, and then you jump into a car, you don't get to see any scenery, and you fly off to the next gig to see another backstage thing.
I think a lot of people miss that. They don't understand, and they see your Instagram, they see your Snapchat, they see all the cool videos and the interviews and the glam and the lights and the rave, but actually there's a lot of traveling, there's a lot of waiting around, no sleep. You got to hang out with people.
I mean, fortunately, like, you know, there's few people, man, that I could hang out with as much as I do. Like, I say to all my mates now, I'm like, I'm with this guy so much of my life, and we just get on. You know, we might not talk for 2 hours, but if I need a pair of earplugs, or if you need something, or like, you know, anything, like, we're there for each other, and we're just like, yeah, cool. We're so well travelled. It's amazing. But, you know, I think, yeah, it's just a very, like, positive thing that we do, and we're very lucky. So, and I think also we create this thing, like, you know, when you look at our Instagram or our Snapchats or anything, you see like, oh, this it looks amazing, and I think we have to promote the fact that like what we do is amazing, you know, because I think when you go on the stage and people are watching you, they kind of like the idea that you have this lifestyle that you just come in and then they feel part of it, you know, you come in on a jet or whatever and you come on the stage and there's fireworks going off and they're like wicked, but really, you know, you've just been to the toilet, your stomach's feeling a bit rough, you know what I mean, all this stuff, you know, you're stressed, you haven't slept, you know, you're hungry, you're trying not to fall asleep.
Actually, I read you guys only had 1 hour sleep, right?
Yeah, just 1 hour last night, but you know, yeah, we got 2 more shows after this, but this is gonna be amazing, man. You know, it's such a, when you come off stage, you're like, yeah, it was worth it. You know, every time it's like, yeah, that was 100% worth it. When you're standing there in front of thousands of people, there's no better feeling than that, man.